Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Destiny. I'm Death from Above. This is two hand cannons I want to put head to head. And I'm going to tell you, the results might surprise you. Pure Poetry versus D.F.A. Two legendary Vanguard hand cannons. You get D.F.A. from the Nightfall. You get Pure Poetry as a drop just from doing Vanguard stuff. Zavala, bounties, rewards, Nightfalls, yes. Anything Vanguard playlist related, you can get Pure Poetry. Anything Nightfall related, you can get D.F.A. But you got to farm up D.F.A. There is an adept version of D.F.A. you can get if you do 1600s. I'm going to put them head to head. I got some curiosity around this one. Now, Pure Poetry is a 120 RPM, hard-hitting 92 impact hand cannon. D.F.A. is a 140 with an impact of 84. So it's not quite as intense as the Pure Poetry. The Pure Poetry is a long-range, hard-hitting, slow-firing hand cannon that opens really cool. Isn't this the one like you flip down the front? But also D.F.A. is a magazine-fed hand cannon. They're both really cool. I like them. So let's go down the stats, the perks, look at the gun, show you some god rolls head-to-head, and we'll talk about some interesting PvE and PvP things about the gun. But before we do, have you hit the like button yet? If not, I'll wait. Thank you. Also, did you hit the subscribe button yet? If not, I'll wait. Ooh, that felt nice. Check out the join button too, because that one will give you emotes and sub badges, and if you hold it long enough, your large D changes colors, just like real life. Anyway, Pure Poetry versus D.F.A. Like I said, it's a 120 versus a 140, so not quite the same archetype, but they do have similar roles as far as what perks and barrels and mags you can get on the gun, and they're both from the Vanguard, so they have the same origin trait. One of the origin traits is the same. Actually, they both have the same. No, one has Haka Breach Armaments, the other one has Stunning Recovery. So they have one different, but one the same. So stability, handling, reload speed, magazine size, airborne effectiveness, aim assist, and inventory size all lean towards D.F.A. But that's to be expected because D.F.A. is a 140, Pure Poetry is a 120. Not really concerned with that. Recoil is about the same. Zoom is the same. They have the same barrels. They have different magazines. D.F.A. can roll accurized. Pure Poetry cannot. Pure Poetry can roll high caliber. D.F.A. cannot. Pure Poetry can roll ricochet. D.F.A. cannot. So tactical mag on D.F.A., not Pure Poetry. So it's a bit of a mix and a match on the magazines as far as comparing them. Like I said, the origin traits, they both share Vanguard Vindication. Final blows will give you a small amount of health, but they don't share Haka Breach Armaments or Stunning Recovery. Haka Breach Armaments is the Pure Poetry. You do increased damage against vehicles, turrets, barricades, and stasis crystals, so stuff. And then Stunning Recovery is stunning a champion, refills your mag, triggers health regen, and improves recovery for a short duration. So Stunning Recovery may be more useful. We'll look at the perks on Destiny Gunsmith. Let's just go there right now. We'll check out and see what the community is running as their top rolls too. But these are the two guns. I got D.F.A. and I got Pure Poetry pulled up. I like both of these guns, and I'll be interested to see once I get a good D.F.A. how they compare as far as play. It seems like D.F.A. will be much easier to use, whereas Pure Poetry is going to feel like a lot heavier and clunkier. But you can roll the same thing on both of them. You can get Outlaw Rampage on both of them. They both have Outlaw Rampage. So I've put together some god rolls that we'll look at in a second, but D.F.A. also can get Perpetual Motion, so can Pure Poetry. So if you've been farming the Nightfall and you've not gotten the D.F.A. you want by the end of the week, by reset, check your Pure Poetry inventory. You might have that roll you were looking for on D.F.A. on Pure Poetry. So you can get a lot of the same things on Pure Poetry as you can get on D.F.A. So triple tap, I think you can get that on Pure Poetry. Nope, I lied. You get 4 times a charm. Is triple tap on here? Nope. Opening shot. So like I said, they do share quite a few perks. Let's see what they share. Focused Fury, Fragile Focus, Opening Shot, Outlaw, Perpetual Motion, Rampage, Steady Hands, Tunnel Vision. They share all of those perks. So you can roll one with both of those. Now, if we want to get into the god rolls, I built out 2 god rolls, 2 Outlaw Rampage god rolls, to see how they square up against each other. Now, Pure Poetry is going to do more damage because it's a harder hitting, slower firing hand cannon. But what's interesting to note is the damage fall off on Pure Poetry is farther than D.F.A. because of the archetype. The reload speed, a little slower on Pure Poetry, but you get Outlaw for that. So Outlaw will take it down, 50%? adds 70 reload with a 0.9 multiplier for 6 seconds. So your reload's going to go from 62 to max on both of these. It'll go from 41 to max, which I imagine will cut that reload speed down significantly. And I love Outlaw Rampage for PvE. That's one of my favorite perks. Now, since the barrel and mags don't quite line up, I went with Corkscrew and Flared on D.F.A, and then Corkscrew and Flared on Pure Poetry. So I didn't pick ricochet rounds. I didn't pick the ones that they can't both roll with, like Tactical Mag, Accurized rounds. I didn't pick that because they can't both roll with it. So I went for 2 barrel and mags that they can both roll. So Corkscrew, Flared, and Outlaw Rampage, Vanguard Vindication. So this is the exact same roll on both hand cannon. And I think it's interesting we do a compare and contrast, but I think it's more so if you didn't get the D.F.A you want, you can still farm out a nice Pure Poetry and have just as good of a time. They both are kinetic. You're not missing much. Now, one thing I want to point out about D.F.A is the time to kill is 0.87 seconds with 3 crits, whereas Pure Poetry is 1 second with 2 crits, 1 body. Pure Poetry in PvP is slower to kill, even though it hits harder because of the time in between shot and reload to get, or the shot timing, because it's a slower fire. It's 120 RPM, not the 140 RPM. So the time to kill is actually slower, but you don't have to be as accurate. So, you know, it's got more range than the D.F.A, but I think the D.F.A's handling in PvP might give it a solid edge. So, this is my choice for keep one, burn the other one. For PvE, Pure Poetry. I think it hits a little bit harder in PvE, and I'm less concerned about time to kill in PvE. And so I like Pure Poetry for PvE. For PvP, D.F.A. I'm going D.F.A all day for PvP because it's just better. The time to kill really is all there is to it. You can kill them faster with the D.F.A than you can kill them with the Pure Poetry. D.F.A for PvP. So it's a 1-in-1 what I'm picking, D.F.A versus Pure Poetry. PvE, Pure Poetry. PvP, D.F.A. But I want them both. And I think Pure Poetry can compete with D.F.A. You know, the 0.13 second time to kill will be important if you're coming head-to-head with it with a Pure Poetry, but, you know, most of the time I don't think you're going to go D.F.A to Pure Poetry in PvP every time you duel someone. So if you have a Pure Poetry that you like using in PvP, say one that has Ricochet, maybe Ricochet Hammer Forged with a nice Stability Masterwork or a Range Masterwork, look at that damage fall off, 37 meters. That's ginormous. I think the best the D.F.A is going to get is going to be 32. 32 max damage fall off. So it's got a good 5 meter advantage on the D.F.A if you're using Pure Poetry. So, you know, tell me what you like. Which one are you going for? Do you like the gun? Do you have a good roll on both of them? Are you farming D.F.A this week for the Nightfall? And don't forget to hit the like button before you leave. See you, bye! Da-na-na-na-na-na. Why does the Mario theme get stuck in my head? Kira, why does the Mario theme always get stuck in my head? I don't know. Kira's gonna help me record the video today. So we're just gonna go da-na-na-na-na-na. She's watching. She's not even looking at me. She's watching her video. I'm trying to talk to the video and warm up. That way, she is used to me talking and she doesn't interrupt the actual video. This is the beginning where I talk like a silly person and go, yes! Nope, nothing. Not a thing. She does usually get pretty engrossed in what she's doing, though, so when I am trying to talk to her, she does not hear me, which, you know, guess it cuts both ways.
Up to death from above. Will Death get a dub? Death from above shoots at some mans. Will he get a hit? Find out next time on stream.